What's up, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. As some of you guys who have been here a while know, we do question and answer sessions every once in a while, and it's been a while. I know some of you probably want a regular audio, but it is kind of nice to break it up once in a while. So I'm going to do my best to answer some of the questions that have not been asked before. And I am just going down the questions from top to bottom in the community section. So I'm probably not going to be able to get to all of them. And I do see a lot of familiar faces here. So I'm sorry if we don't get around to all of them. I will do my best to get around to them in the next one, which is hopefully going to be closer to 200k subs. So without further ado, let's get started. Madison asks, are you currently in a relationship? As you probably know, I kind of dodged this question a lot because it's been like 2 years or over 2 years now. Like I said before, I've been single. I've been in a relationship. I've been in casual relationships since starting the channel. And I also took a little break recently too, just to focus on myself. But I don't really want to answer that question specifically. Do you have any tattoos? I do, and I want to get more. I don't know if you know about Johnny Edlund. He's like a model on Instagram, but he is covered in grayscale tattoos, and I think it looks really, really cool. And I would love to do that. But my friends keep telling me that would be just like way, way, way too much. I do worry that it would affect my future career because sadly people are still like that about tattoos. My family members, like my sister and my brother-in-law, are covered in tats. And I feel like whenever I go to visit them, I'm kind of influenced to get more tatted up. But they are business owners, so they don't really have to worry about what other people think. Will you ever upload a blooper audio? I think people think that the blooper audio will be a lot more funny than it actually is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some really funny moments there, but most of the time it's just me saying the wrong thing and totally having a brain fart and trailing off, or like getting angry because I screwed up and swearing into the microphone. So not super attractive, I think. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't want to get too personal, but I have been thinking about a more lucrative career switch. I have taken a break from teaching, and as the channel, keeps going, I'm going to keep making audios for the foreseeable future. Something that I am aware of is that there are now tons of people doing this. Tons of people. I've seen channels that are like literally a complete ripoff of what I do. But I mean, I guess they're having fun with it. And personally, when I started, I think there was like 2 or 3 channels that were similar to mine. And I always made a concerted effort not to be exactly like them, but to kind of do my own thing. I don't know where I'm going with this answer, so I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Would you ever do a pregnancy audio? I don't know. I feel like the whole pregnancy audio mirrors my own feelings in real life. Like, some little part of me deep down wants to do it, but it's also a bit scary. Also, hi Maddie. Pregnancy is one of those things that it kind of feels like you want to do it. Like, yeah, let's do that. Let's make some babies. And then I feel like 9 months later, you've got 2 years of hell coming. So I guess hormones are really strong. And yeah, I mean, they affect guys too, right? Like, guys obviously are geared to want to make babies too. That was like a really tangential way of saying I'm kind of scared to do a pregnancy audio. Isla or Ayla, also, by the way, I'm glad you enjoyed The Promised Neverland, says, how is Nutmeg doing currently? She was dying in the dumber, in the, there you go, you got a blooper. In the summer heat. She was really, really not loving it. So I blasted the air conditioner and I got a huge electrical bill, like massive, but whatever, she's fine. She's good now, so it was worth it. Also, I'm craving some new anime. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. Basically, I like action, I like drama, I like romance, I like comedy, like whatever. If it's a good anime, please let me know. What is your advice for those who are nervous about starting college? Embrace the pain. No, don't be so hard on yourself with your expectations, especially in your first year. I mean, I was so nervous in my first semester, and I don't know if we've talked about this, but I was literally shaking when I was taking the exam paper for my first English and my first chemistry exams. It was so nerve-wracking. Like, I put so much pressure on myself, and definitely do not do that. I think that you should try and think of it more as a time to meet people and to make friends and to learn about things. And I don't mean like classroom learning. I mean learning about new cultures and new ideas and new experiences and new relationships. And there are so many things that you're going to experience in your time in college and in university. So just be open to that and don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Next question. If you listen to Billie Eilish, did you like her new album? I don't know about Billie Eilish, all right? Like, I have some really complex feelings around her. They are mostly positive. When I first saw her, I was like, yo, this girl is way too new school. She's obviously not for me. She's like for my little cousins. I guess our version of Billie Eilish was like Avril Lavigne, who I still crush on super hard. But yeah, then I listened to a few of her songs and I actually gained a lot of respect for her. I think I have like one of them on my playlist, but yeah, her music isn't really for me. But I do deeply respect her as an artist, and more than anything, I think she would just be really cool to chill with and, you know, have a day with. Pup asks, do you really bake? I suck at baking, guys. I feel like I'm really good in the kitchen when it comes to cooking, but baking is something that I've never really been good at. Cooking, on the other hand, it's like one of only two things that I feel like I'm naturally good at. Recently, I realized that if you mix chili garlic paste with a little mayo, but it has to be like full fat mayo, and then you mix it with a beef and rice stir fry, it tastes so amazing. But I can't really bake, nah. What is it like having sisters? I have 4 brothers, so I don't know what it's like. Having sisters, I don't know. It makes scrolling Instagram really dangerous. Like, sometimes you see things on there and you're like, I really didn't need to see that right now. But I'm sure you probably have the same problem if you have brothers. My friends and their older brothers were basically like brothers to me. Like, I remember my best friend's older brother. I would go over to his house every day, and his older brother would give us beer, and then he would wait until we were all pretty drunk, and then he would come bursting into the bedroom and start like power bombing us on the bed and throwing us around the room and basically just beating us up. Yeah, boys are really stupid, but sisters are pretty great. Are you cool with girls saying dude or bro in a relationship? It's not really my favorite thing. I understand people using it casually or, just out of habit, but to me, it definitely doesn't feel good. Like when I hear it, it's very jarring. It's kind of like hearing your partner call you by your full first name. You kind of feel like they're angry at you, or there's something wrong, or they don't see you in a romantic way. So I will usually joke back with something equally awkward just to give them the hint. Like, if you like me in a romantic way, please don't ever call me bro. It just feels really weird. Have you read Percy Jackson? I saw the film, but I did not read the books. I think the concept is super, super cool. Like, I would give anything to live in a world where Greek mythology was real. Capital O dot capital O, or surprised face, asks, how long did your shortest relationship last? Do one night stands count? I don't really know. I don't like one night stands, actually. Maybe for real relationships, my shortest one was like 6 or 7 months. But I will say it's not always how long the relationship lasts, but more about the quality of the relationship. Because in that 6 or 7 months, I had some of the most memorable moments of my life. And I learned so much from that relationship that I can apply to future relationships in a really good way. Have you ever seriously injured yourself? Yeah, a lot. For anyone squeamish, you should just skip this question. So, I took a sea-doo off a wave really, really hard. And when I came down, when I hit the lake, my front teeth went like right through the bottom of my lip. I mean, that's kind of dramatic. Like, I don't think they went through, but they went really, really far into my lip. And I was just like covered in blood. That sucked. I collapsed my left lung and I became borderline anorexic. Just lots of injuries and scars on my legs from downhill mountain biking. Typically Canadian, I guess. I got in a motorbike crash. I think you guys already know about that. I split my eyebrow getting in a fight as a teenager. And not an injury, but I was born with a few too many veins. Like, it looks normal, but it's not. I've got too many, so it makes your heart work a little bit harder. And they had to burn some of them closed, and they can't really give you freezing, and they have to like keep pouring cold water on you to stop the bleeding. So I don't know if that counts as an injury, but it was definitely like the most painful thing that I've gone through. And that was about a year ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago. So yeah, I've got a lot of scars. What is the most awkward thing that has happened on a date? Okay, so most of the answers were not safe for work. But in terms of like safe for work answers, nothing crazy really. Maybe this one time that this girl that we had just met like 15 minutes earlier, she started eating food off of my plate. And we had just met. Like, we weren't at that stage in a relationship where it's cute if she's trying to steal my fries. And she had ordered way more food than me too. And I was really, really hungry. So that was just awkward and kind of made me angry. I also went on a date with a girl whose eyelashes fell off, like her fake eyelashes fell off. But she was really cute. And we had actually been friends for like a year, kind of like flirty friends. I don't know if that's a thing. Definitely happened. Yeah, we'd been friends for like a year. So when it happened, we just laughed. But I think on some level, she was probably embarrassed, but really didn't want to make her feel embarrassed. Do you have a crazy ex? No. I don't think I have a crazy ex. I mean, I'm on pretty good terms with all of my exes. Maybe one, but I still think that she's the good kind of crazy. You know, the kind of crazy that you like, that you find attractive. Maybe not like the healthiest. Anyways, Book Lover asks, what kind of aesthetic do you have? So I wasn't sure how to answer this. Like, are we talking about home aesthetics? Are we talking about personal style? Or are we just talking about general aesthetics? It is a good question. My home is like really clean and really open. I have a plant. I don't know what to say. I really don't like clutter, so I guess my aesthetic is just like really open and clear. I kind of like the Scandinavian aesthetics as far as like interior design goes. And style-wise, I'm basically the same. Like, I don't wear logos. I don't like logos. I try and stick with things that don't go out of fashion easily. You know, I wear black, I wear white, I wear a lot of earth tones. I wear desert boots, Chelsea boots, Converse, Vans, old schools, Uniqlo tees, some higher end button downs, and slim fit jeans and pants. I think the only thing that's really flashy is my motorcycle helmet. Will you ever do a hand reveal? I don't know. I have thought about this. I saw another ASMR guy who is now gone. Rest in peace. He did a hand reveal, and I was like, bro, I think I can do better than that. Should I like one up him and do a hand reveal? Like a leg reveal or something? I don't know. Like, obviously all in good fun. But I think that I should just stick with my old rule of like not revealing too many physical characteristics of myself. I mean, the whole idea here is to imagine, you know, your dream partner, whoever you want to be with. What is your favorite activity to do during quarantine? I still don't have a good answer for that. I read a bunch of books. I watched Critical Role, like binge watched it. I kind of got bored with Netflix. I didn't see a lot of things on there that I liked. I played some Switch. I moved all my furniture around. I worked out on the balcony. I was just bored as hell, and it sucked so much. Narinder asks, how do we find a man as adorable, respectful, and kind as you? Thank you, but honestly, I feel like I'm a jerk sometimes, and I do have a lot of flaws. I think there are so many good dudes out there, but maybe it's hard to find them. Like, I'm trying to think about my friends who I consider actually good dudes and how you would possibly bump into them. And to be honest, most of them are busy doing their own thing. They're working, they're exercising, they have hobbies, they're focused on other things, right? So I guess it's kind of hard to meet people these days. Also, a lot of good dudes are kind of already locked down. Like, we might be different ages. I just noticed that a lot of people are getting married. Anna asks, are you the type to get stuck on past romantic relationships? Not really. I definitely have had moments that I will always remember, and I've definitely had moments of heartbreak, but I'm pretty happy. I mean, sometimes I wish that I had more of those feelings about past relationships, because I think a lot of artistic expression comes from these feelings of longing and of heartbreak. And yeah, I'm actually pretty happy right now, for better or for worse. Nono asks, have you ever gotten far enough into a relationship that you seriously contemplated proposing? Yes. But with a caveat, we were both really inexperienced and younger and just really stupid. And life wasn't so easy back then. I would have proposed to her though, if things had turned out a bit differently. But you know, sometimes people get away. Grace asks, what's a childish thing that you still enjoy? Okay, I thought about this question for way too long, so I've got way too many answers, and I'm just going to read them out. I wrote down fire trucks, sour gummies, bumblebees. They're really cute, guys. Please do not kill bumblebees, or bees for that matter. Jumping into bed, stepping on crunchy leaves, daydreaming about cars, driving through big puddles, popping bubble wrap, licking the icing off of beaters, trying to psychically, I wrote down trying to psychically communicate with my dog, not stepping on cracks in the pavement, eating the inside of the Oreo first, and if no one's looking and there is a swing nearby, I will definitely go for a swing. So those are all like the childish things that I still do. Who is your hero? I'm actually more of a fan of anti-heroes. I find their stories just a lot more compelling. You know, they're confused and they're lost and they're struggling to do the right thing. And I find that really inspirational. Some examples might be Jaime Lannister, Snape. Snape is probably like the number one. I guess Lucy from Elfen Lied is kind of like an anti-hero. It's been a long time since I saw the anime. Prince Zuko, Ragnar Lothbrok. I think they're all amazing. As for real people, I don't know. I thought about this for way too long, and I kept thinking there are so many good people who deserve to be called a hero. But the cynical part of me also thought, you know, there's actually not many good people out there. There's just people struggling to do the right thing. So these people that I was thinking are heroes could just be like just regular people that did the right thing at one point in their life. So I don't know. It was really difficult to come up with an answer. Natalie says, a lot of women in the comments have had their standards raised after listening to you, and they now feel deserving of love and are able to picture themselves in a relationship. Are you glad, and was that your intention? Actually, it wasn't my intent. Sorry. That is awesome, and I love that. My intention was really just to make audios because someone out there is feeling lonely and sad and they need a friendly voice. But if I can make them feel, you know, loved and more self-confident and happy, you know, about themselves, then that's great. Maybe that should be my new intention. What makes you really angry? Stubbing my toe, wasting a cup of coffee, bad drivers, people not helping others is probably like the main one. Like, I saw a guy in a wheelchair. He was in an electric wheelchair, and his wheelchair got stuck in a pothole when he was going up a hill, and nobody was helping him. Nobody. So obviously I stopped, I pulled over, and I helped the guy out. But I was just really, really angry that we've become so just like careless and numb as a community, as people, that nobody would help somebody in a wheelchair. So yeah, stuff like that makes me like really, really angry. Quackity asks, do you wear, I love your name, Quackity, asks, do you wear any accessories? I wear a watch, and you've probably heard it. I wear a ring, a belt, glasses, And if I'm having a really bad hair day, I have a black baseball cap. I also wear it to the gym. And I don't know if they count as accessories, but I had braces when I was a kid. And I thought they were really cool because like during Halloween, I would put black and orange bands on my braces. Or I'd like put silver sparkly and I'd pretend they're like bling. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Okay, next question. Who is your favorite ASMR YouTuber? I can't really say. It changes a lot. Like I low-key check out the other ASMR artist channels and I root for them, but I don't listen to any of them regularly. Like I have a list of female ASMR roleplay YouTubers that I listen to. And can you say hi to Boo Boo, my cat, because he's precious to me? Sure. Hi, Boo Boo. I hope Boo Boo is doing good, and I hope Boo Boo makes lots of kitty biscuits. Amelia asks, how are you and Nutmeg doing? Doing good, thank you. What is the most ridiculous thing you've bought after your first big paycheck? I think I said this before, but it was a Swiss watch. What's the best and worst advice that you've ever received? Guys, how can you ask these difficult questions? Like, can anybody remember that? Does anybody have an answer to that? I don't know about worst advice because there's so much bad advice out there. I think I just like filter it out. It all just blends into nothingness. For good advice, like there is one thing that stuck with me my entire life. I do remember going into high school and there was this dude that wanted to fight me, and he was a rich kid and he was really, really popular and really well connected, but I really didn't like him and he knew it. So yeah, we bumped into each other in the hallway and he went to give me props, but I didn't like him at all. I just didn't like his attitude, and I was just like, fuck this guy. So I guess he wanted to fight me, and I felt like I was way in over my head. And my dad was still around at the time, and he told me, look, you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some, and you may take your knocks, but you still have to go out there. And that always stuck with me. I thought it was really, really good advice. Because if you're scared of something, you still have to like go ahead and do it. Being scared doesn't mean that you back down. So yeah, that advice has stuck with me for every big decision in my life. And for the record, I never got beat up. So it was a really good advice. What is your recent favorite song and book? My recent favorite song right now is Burning Rubber by Jairus Johnson. And none of the books that I've read lately have been my favorite. I think the Dresden Files are still number one to me. Dreamy Cloud asks, would you move to another country for love? If it was legit love, like, you know, butterflies and I'm totally like, I love this person. Yeah, 100%. What are the 3 scents that you like? I like laundered clothes. I like how they smell. I like the smell of breakfast, and I like the smell of girl shampoo. I also like Irish Spring soap. What is your favorite toy when you were a child? Alright, I actually didn't have a lot of toys as a kid. I mostly just played with my friends' toys. Would you ever name a child after you? Probably not. My name has been passed down a lot in my family to first male children. I think it's time for something new and something cool. And I kept my name because I respect like family tradition. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that whole thing. And I think it would be really fun to choose a cool name for my son or daughter. What season fits your personality best? A girl once called me a summer boy, but I feel like I'm an autumn guy inside. Kimaya asks, can you say Kimaya? Yes. Maybe. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Would you date a Cancer? Sure. I don't see why I wouldn't date a Cancer. I mean, I've never really heard anything particularly negative about Cancers. But honestly, these days I don't really want to know people's zodiac signs, because I feel like it could change your perception of them. Like, what if you find out that your best friend isn't supposed to get along with you based on your zodiac sign? Are you going to start treating them differently, like subconsciously? So I don't want that to happen. So I don't really want to know the zodiac sign. What is your favorite shoe brand? That depends on the kind of shoe. For classic boots, I am a big fan of Red Wing and Clark's. For canvas shoes, obviously, like, you know what I'm going to answer here, Converse and Vans. I also have Nike flip-flops, which I'm wearing right now. But I am not a huge fan of that company at all. And I also do have a pair of New Balances. I don't know, I feel like I've got 10 pairs of shoes, but I really only wear 2 pairs of shoes. I wear black Converse or beeswax Clark desert boots, along with some black denim. Coco asks, what is a song that always lifts your mood when you're feeling down? This is probably really cringe and embarrassing, but deep down I am a weeby emo kid, so screw it. I always feel good when I listen to the Nightcore rock version of High Hopes by, I think it's Panic at the Disco. So yeah, I will sing that at the top of my lungs, and it makes me feel really, really good. But it has to be the Nightcore rock version of the song. I also really like Original Me by Youngblood and Better Days by Headley, the live session. But that was before the whole thing with the lead singer and all the accusations. Do you have a favorite holiday? Probably Christmas, I guess. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to answer that, but yeah, I really feel that one. I remember being on the other side of the world alone on Christmas, and I still found a Christmas tree. Well, I still found a tree and decorated it, and I celebrated by myself. I love it. I feel like it's a really magical time of year. Coco also says, I've noticed that in your audios, the listener wears dresses a lot. What kind of dresses do you find attractive? Yeah, I don't know why that is. Like, people don't really wear dresses on dates and stuff. And I don't really know why I always put that into the idea or the audio. I mean, I find other clothes just as attractive. I love jeans. I love shorts. I love whatever. I think I just love girls. Dresses are like the same as anything else. And I have no idea about them. I could not tell you the first thing about dresses. I know that little black dresses are really hot and summer dresses are really cute. That's all I know. Aesthetically asks, do you have a skincare routine? Yeah, kinda. I mean, I splash water on my face at night. So my doctor told me about this cream. I think it's called Bolivar cream or like Retin A or something. I think it's like a vitamin A out of something like that. But it makes my skin really dry. But it's supposed to be really good for you long term. And I am trying to get better about using sun lotion too. But it's just really difficult to do every day. So I don't know. I think luckily I've got pretty good genetics for aging. What are your thoughts on Corpse Husband songs? I think they're pretty good, actually. Especially E-Girls Are Ruining My Life and Cat Girls Are Ruining My Life. I didn't like his song with Machine Gun Kelly, but nothing against him. I think most of his music is pretty good. And lately, I've been kind of wondering what happened to that guy. Like, I hope he's okay. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth. And I'm kind of worried that it's like due to his medical conditions. How do you overcome procrastination? I use the tomato timer, or Pomodoro method, I think it's called. So you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. But I found a YouTube video which modified it, so you work for 1 hour and then you watch an episode of anime or Netflix, like whatever you want to watch. And yeah, that's been pretty good too. What is your favorite pastry? My favorite pastry is croissants, for sure. A good nonfiction book? Probably Homo Sapiens and Homo Deus by Yuval Harari. Case glasses. By the way, case glasses, when I first saw your profile picture, it freaked me out so much. But Case Glasses asks, have you told your past girlfriends about your ASMR? Yes, after being super secretive at first. Honestly, people must think that I'm like super sketchy when I first meet them. Like, it's pretty obvious that I'm hiding something if you notice what I'm doing with my time. My ex didn't care though. I think she thought that it was like a fun little thing on the side. I don't think she realized that this is like my main thing or really how big it became. But I don't know, maybe she's just playing it cool. Like maybe she's actually here. If she's here, hi, thank you for keeping my secret. Who is your favorite YouTuber? I don't actually watch a lot of popular YouTubers. I mostly use it for music. I used to watch Let's Play and Day 9. And I do enjoy some of Derek's stuff from More Plates, More Dates. Obviously, Critical Role I've talked about before. And the Garo Studios make some really awesome tribute videos. There was one on Jaime Lannister and on Prince Zuko that I really, really liked. But honestly, my YouTube is pretty boring. What kind of car or bike do you have? I have a cut down Honda CB. And I traded my Toyota for a Mitsubishi, a much, much cooler car. I really like Japanese vehicles, but I wouldn't mind buying an older BMW and fixing it up. The problem is that I hate people who drive white BMWs so much. I once almost got hit 3 times in one day by people in white BMWs. Like, what are the odds of that? Probably so minuscule. So I sincerely feel that people who drive white BMWs are just horrible, horrible drivers. Have you been to America? Yeah, of course. Many, many, many times. Precious asks, what books have shaped the way you think? That is such a tough question because I've been reading since I was very, very young. Like, I think I started reading before most people my age, actually. And every book that you read shapes you in some way. I don't remember all of the titles, but I do remember the stories and the lessons. I feel like, yeah, every book that I've read has changed me in some way. What is the kindest thing you've seen someone do? That I've personally seen? This is a difficult question. Like, there's so many people out there that you see on YouTube and stuff doing really, really kind things. I do remember one story where there was a young man who was stuck in the hospital and people were not sure if he was going to live, and his body was covered in bruises from heparin shots to keep his blood flowing. It was really, 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 really bad. And yeah, he could barely breathe. And one night, a nurse who took care of him saw that he was having a really bad night. Probably like the most difficult. And she spent the whole night by his side, letting him know that he could do it. And I thought that was really, really kind. Gabby asks, have your students ever found your channel yet? No, I don't think so. I hope not. But I've taken a break from teaching, so that's good. What's one regret that you have in life? Not a lot, to be honest. Like, just everything that I've done so far in my life, I feel like I should have done it sooner. but I do feel like I'm pretty adventurous. Like if I want to do something, I will do it. How long do you plan on doing audios? As long as I keep having fun with them, I will keep making audios. And as long as people keep enjoying them, obviously. Moonlight Witch. I see you in here so much, Moonlight Witch. Thank you so much. What is our baby Nutmeg doing? I believe she is under the kitchen table right now. It's like her little house. Exactly how tall are you? Like I said, I'm not giving out explicit details, but I am the tallest person in my family, and I'm usually like 5 inches to a head taller than most girls. So yeah, if you can figure out the average, you can probably figure it out. Moonlight Witch also says, can you say hi, Trisha? Hi, Trisha. Eden asks, what keeps you going on hard days? Confidence, I think. Like nothing bad will ever hold you down forever, and no bad day will last forever. I'm kind of one of those people that believes in happy endings. So yeah, confidence in good things. What's the best gift that you've ever been given? I got a remote control car when I was a kid, and it was really, really cool. It had 6 wheels, and I never got toys when I was a kid, so I was like super, super excited. And then somebody threw it in a lake, so that sucked. But that was definitely like the coolest gift that I ever got. Also, one of my exes gave me a watch, which is really nice, but I'm just not really into gifts, so you know, What is your favorite Shakespeare play? Easy. Midsummer Night's Dream. Easy pick. Kalita asks, and by the way, Kalita, I checked out your channel. It's great. Keep it up. What are your thoughts or feelings that there are people who feel a sense of comfort listening to your audios? So, I think that sometimes it's just good to hear a comforting voice, not just a text message or reading it or reading an article online. It's nice to have something personal and to actually hear somebody speaking those words to you. I have experienced that kind of comfort listening to ASMR roleplays before. So it is something that I've always ended up believing could be really positive in people's lives. And also sometimes it's just nice to have it on in the background. Like there are many times where I will click on a ASMR roleplay video and I have no intention of listening to the whole thing, but I just get used to having it on in the background and I end up doing something else. Shreya, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Shreya, hey Shreya, says, what are your hobbies except for reading and writing? And also, Shreya, you said so many nice things. Thank you so much. Between taking care of my little ball of fur and working on this and going to the gym and trying to stay fit and riding my bike and a little reading on the side, there's honestly not a lot of time for extra hobbies. In fact, this channel was started as my hobby. So yeah, been kind of busy lately. I did find a really cool app called iNaturalist where you can like identify plants and animals and stuff outside. So I've been wanting to get into hiking and then like identifying all the animals and plants that you see. I know it's really nerdy, but it's really cool. What profession or career were you into if you weren't a teacher/professor? Yeah, I've already had like 3 careers in my lifetime before. I'm actually transitioning into something else right now, but okay, my stomach is grumbling. Sorry guys, I haven't had anything to eat today. Yeah, I'm actually transitioning into something else right now. Maybe building websites. I know 5 programming languages and I would have to learn some more, but I could have possibly gone into full stack web development. And also I've been in love with biology like my whole life. Mara asks, what is the craziest thing you've done? Probably the time that, I don't know actually. Like, obviously I've done a lot of dangerous things, but probably the time that I just packed a backpack and I flew to northern Germany, and I made it this crazy mission to get from northern Germany to some relatives living in southern Germany. I did it by myself. I didn't speak the language. I didn't have much money, just my backpack, and it was a crazy adventure. And I lost my passport, and there were police interviews. There were crazy hostels and getting lost. I ended up in the Czech Republic at one point. It was totally nuts, and it was a lot of fun. When you were little, were you rebellious or were you calm? First I was calm, and then I became a rebellious kid. Probably like most people out there. If you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be called? It would be called Don't Read This Book, or Don't Do What I Do. And can you say hi, Mara? Hey, Mara. Ranjini asks a very relevant question. Even after all the relationship issues, do people really have the kind of love that we see in your audios, even if it's not forever? I think yes, 100%. Just to be real though, like, relationships also come with a lot of hard work and sacrifice, and also disagreements. But in a loving relationship, you are going to find these moments that we show on the channel. What is the best comment that you got on the internet? Anything that makes me laugh. There have been comments of people saying that this audio saved my life, or helped me stop self-harming, or things in that vein. And those comments are always amazing to receive. Okay, I think we're going on like almost an hour and like 8 pages of questions at this point, and my stomach is grumbling so much, guys. Like, it's really bad. I need to go eat something. So I think we're going to save the rest of the questions for another time, but I am just going to choose a few closing ones that seem kind of interesting. Kelsey asks, how do you heal from gaslighting? That is such a good question. I have experienced this, and I think the only thing that worked for me that saved my mental health and may help you is just to completely disengage with that relationship. I don't know if this is like the correct professional advice, right? You should probably talk to somebody who knows the right answer for this, but in my experience, if somebody is gaslighting you, they will do anything to get you to re-engage. So don't do that. Just step away. Your emotional and mental health is more important than anything. No amount of money or gifts or, fake love or whatever is worth your emotional and your mental health. So best of luck to you, Kelsey. Julene asks, which state in Germany did you visit and how did you like it? And have you ever tried smoking a cigarette? I don't know the states, but I did travel from Hamburg down to, I think it was called Würzburg, and then down to Passau, and then over to Munich, or München, I think it's called in Germany. It was beautiful. I jogged through the Boer forest. I drove up in the mountains. It was like a fairy tale land. Have I tried a cigarette? Yes, I have tried a cigarette in my final year in high school and my first year in college. I had some friends that were pretty Chad, and they used to smoke before going to the gym, and then also while going out at night, and I did join them, and that was a long time ago. Also, the occasional cigar. If I'm at like a big family event, like a wedding, we usually have cigars and champagne. Zoella, that's such a cool name, asks, what is something that has always confused you about women? I don't think they're any more confusing than guys. I think they're just different. Like, I used to not understand how they decided who they liked, and I still think I don't know that. Like, for a guy, it's usually pretty simple. It's like, oh, she's cute, or she's hot, or she has a great personality, or she makes me laugh, or we have common interests or something like that. So you want to start some kind of relationship with them. But in my experience, girls have very different ways of judging if they want you to be that person. Like, one of my past relationships, this girl told me that she became interested in me after I recognized her Magic the Gathering t-shirt. I was like, what? How does that? What? You didn't? I don't understand this. Because after we were in a relationship, she was like, you know, she found me physically attractive. And I was like, so physical attraction wasn't the first thing. It was because I understood your t-shirt. So yeah, I don't know. Girls are super confusing. All right, we did it, guys. We did it. Like 8 pages of questions, and with a grumbly stomach. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And I hope you all have an amazing night. Good night.